This arm wrestling. So the Devon Larratt lift has been getting a lot of attention, I guess you could say, lately, with everyone doing it, even Levan coming to the party and everyone talking about how strong he is compared to Devon and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, I find this lift, a real funny one, because there's so many different points of interest when it comes to leverage and how people are performing the exercise. So I think I'll show you how I believe Devon executes the lift. So when he does it, he cracks his wrist back, which in theory pushes his pronator up and more engaged. But as a result, you can't use your hand. So as soon as you cup in, this turns off. Your pronator actually turns off. And that's why he has to kick his elbow outwards, because if he does it this way, you're too inside your shoulder. Whereas if you cup your wrist, you can stay inside your shoulder fine. So elbow kicks out, wrist is back, pronator's forwards, which means his thumb kicks down to hold the strap like this. But see how the wrist angle changes when he does the lift. But when he does it, at no point is this able to crack back, because if it does, it would kick his wrist back to flexion. So he does that and he almost rolls into it. So you know that it's actually a twisting motion with the pronator. And that's why you can also see why his tricep is like kind of pressured and kicking out at the side here when he does the lift as well, because he's pulling back into him to twist the weight up. Now you look at Levan's lift, it's the total opposite. He's right in, his wrist is kind of flexed, and then he's just cranking down, he's like hammer curling the weight straight. But you can see how there's always that little bit of budge to get things moving, and as a result of momentum, that's when the rotation occurs with the pronator. But I don't feel it's the same muscular engagement, or whatever you want to call it, tendon, pronator tendon, is this. Completely different lift. And so when people are starting, I don't know, then you throw the whole where's the strap in relation to the wrist argument. Obviously here you can create way more leverage than above the wrist joint, and this is just going to crack you open. I've seen some people hang on to the top part of the strap where this is kind of loose, and you're just like underneath it and the angle's way too high. I don't know, another one where people come round the wrist, then round the back of the hand, double wrap it. Or, in my opinion, everyone should stick to their own sort of lift, monitor their progress with whatever lift they're doing, and try not to deviate with the position they're programming in. Because at the end of the day, try to get stronger, I feel you need to maintain the same position over and over again to learn that movement pattern, and then that's the one that's going to stick, and then obviously transfer over to the table. If we keep trying to change angles and leverage points and blah blah blah, I guess you're not going to give your body an opportunity to progressively overload itself. But essentially that's all that Devon's done. He's chosen a position and just capitalized on it. Levan, he's just super strong in a hammer curl, and he doesn't really do this lift anyway, so it's not really equatable. Yeah, that's my 2 cents on the matter. I think everyone needs to stick to their own lane and not get too worried about what numbers other people are putting up. As long as their numbers are consistently tracking and going in an upwards trajectory, there will be dips and valleys always. We can't always maintain an upward trajectory in terms of strength gain. So as long as we stick to that and not get too caught up in what these big dudes are doing, remember they've had decades of training under their belt too. So Devon's already worked on all his inside game and all his other things, which everyone seems to be forgetting about as well, to kind of install a real good foundation for arm wrestling. So that's my 2 cents. Hope that helps. Any confusion?